Manny, let's start with you. Just kind of an opening statement, how you felt the defense played today.
I feel like the defense played spot, here and there we were good, make some corrections. Feel like we can always get better, but all in all, after this game, a win is a win.
And Nakeem, obviously a big day for you, receiving career high in stats with us here at Kent State. Kind of what was working as you guys were going through the flow of the offense?
I mean, we just pushed the tempo and everybody was on the same accord. We had a lot of penalties early, but other than that, I feel like we were just all on the same page and we executed the plan. We came in with a simple plan and everybody just got their job.
All right, let's open up for questions. Let's start with Ellen Maul from the Record Courier. Ellen, could you please unmute and ask your questions for the athletes?
Yeah, Nakeem, the struggles you guys had in the third quarter this season, or everybody's talked about that a lot, obviously, but I thought you came out and had 3 huge catches on that first drive, a couple over the middle to set up the touchdown. Just kind of talk about giving your team a spark in that situation when you guys really needed to get something going there.
It's just really all of us leaning into the plan. We knew that we needed to come out in third quarter and be strong, and that's what we had to do. We had to come out and execute, and that's all we had to do. Every week about execution. If we don't execute, we don't get the job done. So today we just came out with a different mindset. We just came out in attack mode.
Was there any talk at halftime about the third quarter?
Oh, for sure. We had to stay on top of our game. We knew that we haven't been performing well in the third quarter, but today was the day. We had to make sure we came out and executed what we had to do.
Just your best game since you got here, I thought. Just kind of, you've been contributing obviously all year, but just talk about, in a game like this was such a huge one, being able to make some huge catches and get things going.
I just really went out there and did my job. I didn't do anything special. Crump put the ball where he needed to put. Coach Lewis made the right play calls, and we just went out there and executed the plan. That's all that happened.
Alan, do you have any other questions for either Nakeem or for Manny?
Yeah, Manny, just real quick, talk about, they switched quarterbacks up on you and what that kind of did. I know you guys probably knew you might see him, but yet just how did things change with him in there? What did you guys do to adapt?
If I'm being completely honest, our scheme never changed. We came in this week knowing what we were going to get. No credit taken from number 7. He was just as athletic as 18. So with that being said, our scheme didn't change much at all. We called a good game plan and executed to our best ability and came out with a dub.
3 more turnovers a day, I believe. Something you guys been able to do all year. Just talk about that, man.
Not special. To me personally, that makes us, it gives us something to look forward to, leading, the nation or whatever that may be. We keep track, but we really don't. Our goal is to get 5 a game. So just that's special. Just be able to do that and get reward, from the hard work that we put in all week long.
Alan, any final questions for our student athletes?
I'm good. Thank you.
Let's turn it over to Jack Brady from TV2. Any questions for the guys?
Yeah, Nakeem, I thought one of the turning points of the game was when you guys went down at the end of the first half, scored, and then came out in the second half and scored. Just talk about a little bit about the execution, how you guys were able to go down and score both in under 2 minutes.
We already a fast-paced offense, fast, baby. We just came out there and executed our job. We always pushing the tempo, and we just made sure we had the foot on the gas, and we just kept it going.
And then Manny, in the first half, the defense always made plays when they needed to. 3 turnovers, like you mentioned. Just how are you guys able to go out there and seem to always make a big play when you need to?
Because we did it on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, from film to practice. It's about preparation. What you see on Saturday is just the results of preparation that we do all week long. So it's nothing special. It's all about preparation.
Jack, any other questions for our student athletes?
I'm good.
And let's wrap it up with James Oswell from the Kent Stater. Any questions for the guys?
Yeah, Nakeem, obviously you had a great game, but Dante Cephas has been having a great game all year, and on that last drive to set the field goal, he was making some great catches. Can you kind of talk about him and just how he is as an athlete?
Slim. Yeah, he's a dog, man. I mean, he's been in attack mode all season. coach has been giving him an opportunity. He's just been the guy that's going to step up for us. So when you got a guy like that wants to attack and be out there performing for his teammates and his coaches and everybody in the whole entire organization with Kent State University, you got to ride with a guy like that. That's one of my closest guys since I've been here. Came here, we developed a great relationship, man. I love that dude, man. He's been out here doing his thing, balling hard.
And then Manny, you guys, shut down the run pretty well there for most of the game. Can I talk about just what the game plan was there and how you guys were getting to their running back?
Can't talk about stopping the run without bringing up my D line. They played an excellent game. They had controlled the front. Everyone fit their gaps, and like I said, it's a scheme. Everything that we got today came from preparation Monday and Tuesday. So everything just worked out in our favor today, and we got to get back to work.
James, any other questions for the guys?
Nope, I'm good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
We got Coach Lewis coming in here momentarily. Manny, congrats. Great game. All right, Coach, let's just start with kind of an opening statement, your initial thoughts coming off this big victory.
Obviously, great to get on the road here. Great to get another East Divisional win and stay in control and be in the driver's seat, with what we want to do. Really physical contest. Every single week, that these MAC games are going to be really, really close and really, really hard wins to come by. And our kids fought in all three phases. We had kids step up in a lot of different ways. Guys that have been waiting on their opportunity, and they stayed ready. They got them today and made some critical plays and some critical moments. Got big-time stops, big-time scores, all three phases doing their job. It's great to get a road win, and really proud of the Golden Flashes today.
Let's turn it over to questioning. Alan, do you have any questions for Coach?
Coach, you won a third quarter. Talk about that. Did you do anything different this week? I know you said you're going to talk to the players and some things like that. What did you end up doing? And just talk about, how big that was to getting this win.
Yeah, I mean, obviously each quarter, each moment is huge, and it's great to kind of get that cloud off of hanging over us. We did a few things in practice to where we kind of talked last week about how we take that break, and we did some good on good competitive phases right after that break to make sure our guys, were ready, and we put a major point of emphasis in practice, like, hey, put yourself in that mindset. We're coming out of halftime. It's the third quarter right now. And then the kids also asked for, a structured warm-up, a structured dynamic warm-up. So we made quick adjustments at halftime. We got out, got the blood flowing, and the guys came out, played fast, flashed fast, and did a great job to win the third quarter.
Night team had a catch right away to start the drive, to start the third quarter, and he had two huge ones over the middle. They were pretty tough catches. How big was that to just kind of give you that spark you needed to get you going there?
Yeah, I thought it was a great job, both, offensively, defensively, to win that middle eight. The way that we finished the end of the first half to go get a score and then to come out and get a touchdown drive to start the second half. We pride ourselves on that situational football. It's a heck of individual effort plays by Nakeem and the rest of the guys, for us to be able to get in our empty set and for our offensive line to hold up the way they did with some of our, backups, guys getting roles and opportunities, stepping up in a big time way. I tell you what, Elijah Ratliff and Zach Wade did a nice job on the right side of our O-line to make that stuff happen. Obviously, Nakeem, great plays, great catches to spark that drive and to extend those drives so we can go get a touchdown. But none of that happens without our boys up front, and they did a great job with the amount of times that we got into our empty set and we used our empty protection to allow us to stay upright and to distribute the football around.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the line. When did you kind of know that you were going to have to patch things together this much?
Every day we know, Alan. Every day, every year, we know that we get to this point in the season where some guys are going to have to step up and be ready. Obviously, losing Big A and losing Monin for this week, it hurt. But again, Coach OB does a great job leading those guys. And we talk all the time about how opportunity is not an open invitation. When your opportunity comes, you got to be ready to go. And those guys seized it. It was great to get Jack Bailey back up and to get him in there at the left guard spot and solidify that. And then again, mention Elijah Ratliff, mention Zach Whaley. The two constants have been Sam Allen at the center position, and Billy Kudik did an individual, just a tremendous job, individual effort. At one point in time in that game, he looked over and we got in the high red, and he asked for a run behind him, and that's the one that we ended up creasing for a touchdown along the left side. So when you got guys up front that you can trust, whether it's your ones, your twos, the A's, the B's, whatever the heck you want to call them, we got guys that are 8, 9 deep there in that room that work tremendously hard that we feel good about. and that depth, that competitive depth that we've talked about from the beginning of the season, you know, it's going to give us a chance late in the season here.
Your offense kind of really seems to go as your rushing attack goes. I know it wasn't real good early, but then starting at the end of the first half and then carrying into the second half, you got it really going on the run, and things started happening. Just kind of talk about the importance of that. I know it's a big thing, and just, you know, how that kind of what you did to get it going and what that meant.
I think our kids did a great job fighting through some of the various fronts and different looks that we were getting. Again, kind of like we talked about earlier in the week, we got to get into games and teams play us a little bit differently. You know, and again, Ohio was no different today. They had been, again, predominantly a 4-down front. They had shown some 3-down stuff, but they, majority of the time today, played us in a 3-down front. So, again, we settled into the game, and the kids did a great job of executing their fundamentals, playing with great pad level, good tight hands, communicating, and playing as one up front. Once we got a good handle on what they were doing, and the kids made plays. You know, this is about them today and the work and the preparation and the character that we've shown in all 3 phases to bounce back. And again, we talked about it, as cliche as it is, like, one moment doesn't define us. These kids bounced back, and what they did next, the way that they responded with discipline to go get a tough road win, here's everything.
Last one, Coach. I was just, you know, looking back in the third quarter, you're up 14. You guys were driving. You had like a 4th and 1 or 2, and you decided to punt, which I just thought was, you know, something that you would usually go for, and just based on the way you've kind of treated things in the past. Just kind of talk about your thought process there.
Yeah, I mean, each individual game is unique, and you get a feel and a flow for what's going on, and based off of where we're at and the opportunity that we had to pin them back deep and make them go to the length of the field and burn some clock. You know, obviously at the end of the day, that ended up working out in our favor.
Alan, any other questions for Coach?
I'm good, thanks.
Let's move it over to Jack Burney from TB2.
Yeah, Coach, congrats on the win. Just first off, you guys in the first half, 2 drives in the red zone, you stopped them via a fumble and an interception. Just talk about the defense's ability to make turnovers in big spots.
It's awesome, Jack. I appreciate you on the congratulations. You know, it's big time. Whenever our guys can step up in that way, again, it shows the character, the resiliency of our young men to where, you know, they have their backs up against the proverbial wall there in the red zone, and they don't flinch. They clear what happened and why we're down in that area, and they refocus on what they need to do to execute their jobs to the best of their ability. And we got tremendous young men that when they do things the right way, the way that they're coached to do, and they're focused and they're locked in, I mean, great things happen. You know, so that's not a surprise at all. To get 3 turnovers, to win the turnover margin again, that's what we are. That's who we have become. That's what we showed ourselves to be this year, and look forward to seeing that in the future.
I thought the rushing defense did a lot better job today than they have in previous conference games. Just talk about what you saw from the rushing defense today.
Again, I mean, the kids leaned into the work. You know, we reviewed that tape last Sunday, and it was nothing that any of them were proud of, none that we were proud of as a staff. And again, I think when you're on this journey, when you're on this fight, right, like you go through the highs and the lows of it all. And at the end of the day, we're going to do great things. And you sit here and everyone's like, hey, great job, way to show up. Our kids did the work all week, and they showed up the right way. And that's what it's all about, you know. So they did a great job, you know, creating knockback, using great fundamentals, tearing off, winning their one-on-ones, and again, playing to the level that they're capable of playing. And that's how we measure success. You know, what are we capable of? And did we do that? And we were capable of winning this game on the road and coming into a tough environment and getting that done, and stopping the run's a big part of that. That's what we did. That's what we were capable of. It's a successful day, and it's great to be a part of this Flash Fast family.
Ohio switched quarterbacks there in the first half. Just talk a little bit about what you told your defense when number 7 went in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously different character, you know, a little bit more of a threat to throw it consistently. So we just kind of had to adapt and respond with discipline. And again, they did that. You know, they didn't allow very many explosive plays, made them go the long way. And again, at the end of the day, they made enough plays, you know, for us to get a win. And that's what it's all about at this point in time in the season.
And then last one for me, Dustin had a very efficient performance today, completed over 80% of his passes. Just talk a little bit about what you saw from him and from the receivers.
I mean, the ability to play pitch and catch and to spread the field and equate numbers and being able to allow him to operate, you know, maybe I make things too hard at times and just know that we got a really good quarterback. And I just need to get out of the way and let him go whip this thing.
Let's close things out with James Oswell from the Kent Stater. Any questions for Coach?
Yeah, coach. Manning, the forced fumble and then that big run stop at the goal line at the end of the game there. Can you kind of just talk about him and the game he had out there?
Yeah, I mean, Manny's been with us here since day one. He's been through the highs and the lows and has learned all the hard lessons. And he's one of our most resilient and toughest kids that we have, regardless of what he's facing. He's a young man of unbelievable character, unbelievable strength. And for him to come out and give the performance that he had today, I don't want to make light of it, but it's who we are. It's what we expect out of him. And I tell you what, when your great players like Mandela shows up and plays in that way, good things are going to happen. So it's an individual effort by him, no doubt. It's a great all-around effort by the defense. And just being opportunistic because of their effort and enthusiasm to run to the ball and being violent when they show up, good things are going to happen.
There were some penalties early on that may have hurt some drives. You guys did a nice job cleaning that up, and in the second half, there really wasn't a lot of penalties. Can you talk about those first half penalties and kind of what you guys did to clean them up?
Yeah, those self-inflicted wounds, right? The first way to win is to not kill yourself, right? And to not lose the game. And when you have 7 penalties in the first half, one of which takes a touchdown off the board, 2 more where they extend, drives defensively, again, that's a deal of just focus and discipline. And our guys did a great job, locking back in and knowing what they're capable of and playing the way that they're capable of, so then you come out in the second half. I think we have 1 false start for 5 yards and that's it. It's a wrap. And so that's how we were able to do the things that we were able to do in the second half. So again, that's just a matter of getting in the right mindset, playing with great discipline and doing what we're capable of doing.
Last one for me, 3-1 in conference play, sitting on top of the MAC East, going into, a mini break. Just what's the feel of the team and how do you feel sitting here?
Feel great sitting here. These are the expectations that we've had since day one, the things that we've talked about all the way back in December of 2017. And so now we get to roll into November. And the really cool thing, when you position yourself in this way, the games in November are the ones that you remember. So we got 10 days to get healthy. We got a very good Northern Illinois team coming in. We got to get our minds, bodies, and souls right for four physical battles that are coming in November. But where else would you rather be, and what position would you rather be in than where we are right now here at Kent State? It's a great day to be a Golden Flash and be a part of this Splash Fast family.
All right, guys, that'll wrap it up. No press conference Monday because of the bye week. We will figure out a time next week to rejoin and talk a little Flash Fast football.
Go Flashes, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
That's